this one? Yeah, can shift. This going to be this one. Good afternoon, everyone. Participants attending the session here and at the webinar. I love this topic. It is my favorite topic because I'm talking about us, we women. And I promise you that I won't put you to sleep. It's an afternoon session. People in webinar, I make it a point that you all are more attentive. I'm not going to read out my slides. So you all will have to do a double job of reading the slides plus listening to me. And I'm going to make it interesting. To start with, as far as I am concerned, everyone here attending this session, the webinar, everyone here, every single woman here is successful. The definition of success for each one of us here is, I think, very different, right? For me, it is very different. For Harkirat, it is different. For Sonam, it is different. For Vanita, it is different. And it's just okay to have a different definition of success as far as we are happy with our definition and we've achieved or been able to score near our definition of success. So there's no definition of success as far as I'm concerned, and I think that's the best way to follow. I have been a working mom for the last 24 years. I've been a doctor, I've been a chapati maker, a bai at home, and a taskmaster at work. So playing these different roles, I must say that a woman is the one who fights all odds, deals with all the workplace ordeals at the same time. A woman is a successful woman, writes her own destiny by herself, follows her dreams, and very important thing is that she gets the highest degree in her life. Not necessarily in the form of education, because not all of us could be, able to get the highest degree in education, but in whatever she's passionate about. Maybe it is her hobby, it is her passion, and most important thing for all of us, never stop learning at whatever age it is. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, be it a man or a woman or a child, you should never, never, never stop learning. Women, we women have excellent communication and interpersonal communication skills, right? Interpersonal skills and communication skills. We are known to have that. I mean, we love to gossip. We love to speak about our problems. We can expand a small thing into a big thing, and we can even minimize a big thing into a small thing. So which means we really have that art, interpersonal communication skills. We need to make the best use of it. I mean, we need to cash on it. Come on. I mean, today in the corporate world, if we look at it, what is important? I mean, gone are those days where, you had those officer-like qualities. I mean, you need them. I don't say you don't need them. But what you now need them are the most important qualities you need them. Interpersonal and communication skills is what is needed. So I would tell all the women to use that to the best of their capabilities and move ahead. This is a very good example of juggling it all at one time. I love Indra Nooyi. She's the best example. She's a lady I admire, and we should all learn from her. Knowledge is power. I mean, that's the most important thing that we have. We should be, while I speak all this, I mean, there's nothing very new that I'm going to talk about. It's all that we know, but it's just kind of reassuring all of this, okay? And while we practice all this, remember that we have a family behind who's going to look at us doing all this, and we will have our kids, our family, our friends learning from us as role models. So we need to start practicing this while we kind of, yes, I've known, I've heard it, and I'll do it. So that's very important. So, like I already have said, we are all successful. I mean, for me, even my bai who comes at home is successful, because she's probably running her house and she's taking care of her child and her husband and all of that. So even she's successful. A corporate woman is successful. The lady inspector, we've done a lot of programs with the Indian police women police, traffic police, they are successful. Everyone is successful. But what are the qualities that a woman should have? Okay, any woman. She should be assertive. She should be assertive at home and at work. I mean, as women, we are, we've been told that, first we listen to our parents. So if we obey them, we are good children, right? Good daughters. Then we have boyfriends or we get married. So then if we listen to our spouses, we're good wives. Then comes mothers. Then comes, of course, with mothers, we are also daughter-in-laws. And then again comes, you play the role of mother-in-laws, but if you have to be a good mother-in-law, you've got to listen as well, right? There's nobody at that age, looks like so. So it's very important that we are assertive. We must learn to say a no. I have seen in many corporates when we do a lot of training, where there is long-term employment, especially in case of women, where they work for a longer period of time, assertiveness is something that goes missing. I mean, taken for granted. People don't have that assertiveness saying that you need to do this and you've got to do this. This is your job. I'm not going to do this. We can't say a no. Even at home, very difficult to say a no. No, I'm not doing this today because I have to have my cup of coffee and go to the parlor. Period. You can smile freely, okay? It's okay. So, important. I mean, or you can say, no, I'm not going to do this because I need to rest. We have to be assertive. We have to be aggressive. Not throwing glasses and cups and, all of that, not in that way. But aggressive in the form of following our passion, following our dreams, doing what we love to do, all of that. We have to be aggressive in achieving what we want to achieve for our professional and personal life. Follow your dreams. Think about it day and night. I mean, just dream about it. Live them. Have empathy towards things. Empathy, now there's a difference between having sympathy towards things and being empathetic, right? I mean, there's a whole lot of dictionary difference to it. But in practical life, for me, empathy means being detached, attached to a situation. I mean, I may have the best friend who's reporting to me at my workplace, and I may love her, and she's not done a job, so I'm emotionally connected to her. So I can't really report her not doing a thing to my boss and say, look, she's not doing because she's my best friend. I can't do that. I need to detach and focus on the situation at hand and tell her, dude, you need to do this, and that's your job. I mean, you're my friend, I love you. Same thing happens with the children, our husband, our family, our parents. I mean, we all find it difficult to deal with our parents as well, right? I'm sure. I find it difficult. I just had a tiff with my mother last evening, and I'm still trying to understand why did she fight with me. So that's an issue to deal with. Okay. So, and very important, while we do all of this, we can't be like not confident. I mean, be confident. Be confident of whatever stand you're taking in your life. Hai na? You can't, at any given point, you can't make everyone around you happy. ऐसा होगा ही नहीं कभी. You will always have two people sad or unhappy with you, or hurt, or angry. So the key here is, I'm going to keep repeating this, is be selfish. You are the center of circle. If you want your family, your friends, and everybody to be happy, you have to be happy. Only if you're happy, everybody around you is going to be super happy. And practice this, you'll see the difference. We'll have a refresher session again and we'll take it forward. One of the keys to the success is also to understand others know who you are. I mean, let me ask you, I mean, do you guys know who you are individually? Do you know your identities? Or have you lost it, in this journey of the so-called life?
I think we're still figuring out. We're still fighting in the end, right?
Yeah? I mean, I know my 18, 19-year-old son who says I'm confused in life, and here I am a 42-year-old lady who says, son, I'm confused in life. I mean, we are at the same place, so big deal. So I would say that it's very important for us to know who we are, okay? What you have to offer. When I say what you have to offer, when I'm saying, frankly speaking, for me, your personal and your professional life is not different. Okay, because we spend most of our hours in the office, and then the little hours that are left we spend at, at our home and, juggling with, iska ye karna hai, or iska wo karna hai, or, we attend social functions and all of it. So, what we are, what is it that we want to offer? What is it that we can offer at both these places? Let your family know who you are, what you can offer, and how can you make a difference at both these places? I am sure these three things are not true. Ha, thanks for laughing. Isn't it? These are not clear. Guys, I would request you all to kind of make a note of this. Sit with your coffee or tea or wine or beer, whatever you prefer, your smoke, whatever, and spend this time to understand who you are, what you want, what do you contribute at these two places, and you'll find your answers. Please do this. It is worth doing it. Always re-energize yourself constantly. Visualize your success. I did visualize a room full today. Because Sonam told me that for all you know, you'll be sitting in a room and doing a webinar, and I'm like, I've attended a lot of webinars, Sonam. It's boring to listen to a voice and look at the slides. It's not very, you all have attended webinars, right? I can at least, I'm lucky at your faces, expressions, and guide, you smiling at me and acknowledging what I'm saying. So it does help, okay? Pamper yourself. I mean, take a day off and say on a Sunday, no, not on a Sunday. On a weekday, let your husband not go to office. You take leave, drop the kids to the school, take their studies. I'm going to the spa and I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilling. Do nothing. Or go out partying, do whatever you want. Prioritize yourself first. What do? We will not have breakfast. We will get up in the morning, fill up the kids' dabba, fill up husband's dabba, do the house, coordinate for the maid, do all of that, then come to work. Still not had breakfast, okay? Open the email, finish all the work that is pending, then 10-11 baje. Abhi mein jaake coffee piti. No. Get up, first have your coffee. The moment they see you doing this, people in the family will get up on time. It's okay na? Maximum क्या होएगा? एक दिन डब्बा नहीं जाएगा, एक दिन टिफिन नहीं जाएगा. चलेगा. Restaurants is same. Your child will next time get up in the morning and help you to make the dabba. It's fine. So, the message I'm trying to give you is, don't take it negatively. What I'm trying to tell you is, please treat yourself specially. We are special, and it's time that people do understand around you that you're special and what is it that you contributed. Okay. Okay, the next two slides they're what I spoke. We play different roles in the stage of womanhood in our lives. We are daughters and wives and friends and girlfriends and daughter-in-law, mother-in-law and all of that. All I want to tell you is that do not treat yourself so harshly when you feel you've not performed well in one of the areas. Good relationships, bad relationships, failed marriages, no failed marriages, bad fights with mother like the one I had. I'm still figuring it out right. So it's okay. Love yourself the way you are. You're special the way you are. Okay. There is no greatness in getting labeled as the sacrificer of the family. है ना? मम्मी ने sacrifice किया हमारे, तो हमको भी करना है. है ना? And then we teach our own children. You don't know I did this. You should also be doing this. I sacrificed. Doesn't happen. Time is changing. Just because our mother sacrificed and our father sacrificed doesn't mean you need to sacrifice. The time is changing. And remember one thing. If they have sacrificed, I don't think you've told them to sacrifice. Do you remember telling your parents to sacrifice for anything? No. Do you remember your children or your spouse to tell you to sacrifice for something? We sacrifice or we compromise something because we want to do it. And then what do? We blame the others, saying that I did this for you and you don't realize it. But how is the person realize? उसको पता ही नहीं, उसे बोला ही नहीं है कि करो. So whenever we do something for anybody, whether it is a friend or your office colleague or your boss or anybody, it is not because they have told you to do it, except for making reports, which your boss tells you. It is only because you wish to do it. It is for yourself. It is for your personal satisfaction that you're doing. You're not doing it for anybody else. It's just a label that we do. So I think that's a myth that we women carry. So I think high time we realize it. Okay, these are some important issues that we deal with. As women, we go through a lot of hormonal changes, right? We don't have any men, so I think I can freely talk, and even other men don't freely talk. We have premenstrual syndrome. We start PMSing, all familiar with these words, right? There are a lot of hormonal imbalances that happen. We have pressures at home, pressures at work, a lot of emotional turmoil that goes on. Now with these hormonal imbalances, there are a lot of mood swings. There are times when we don't know why, but we just feel like crying. We just feel sad. Or किसी ने आके कुछ बोल दिया, somebody comes and does this, and Komal will be like, Etal came and did this to me, I don't know why, and she will be like, she'll just be, and someday, Harkirat will just come and give me a nice hug and say, I'm very happy today, I just don't know why. So, we go through these mood swings. We need to understand them, control them. I think it's okay to be vocal about it with our family members. I'm PMSing, don't trouble me for 2 days. Or bear with me for 2 days, deal with me. Cool. It's perfectly fine. So, well, I do that with my son, okay? I tell them, 2 days I'm in a bad mood, do not trouble me. If I lose it, bear with me. So, pata chal. So, it's okay to say, right? So, we need to deal with this. While we deal with stress, we need to prioritize our task. We want to complete everything every day. Do we go through this? Complete everything every day? है ना? फिर नहीं होता है. फिर we get upset and we get disturbed and we get irritated at somebody who's not even responsible for it. I mean, what happens if you don't complete everything every day? See, at workplace, if you don't complete everything every day, appraisal में problem होएगा, है ना? As it is when your appraisal gets done, out of everybody sitting over here, 10% only will be satisfied. है ना? I don't know who's boss, so I'm very open here talking. I had bosses and I had people reporting to me. So out of everybody, people will be very good to me, and then once upon a very bad to me if they were not happy with the appraisal. So cool. So what about that? The point is that you're working for yourself, not for your boss. So it's okay if you don't complete everything every day. Prioritize your things for that particular day. I genuinely request you to list down your priority list for your work and home. It's not something new that I'm saying, but practice this, it will help you. And move it on to the next day. Okay? Break your projects into small steps. I mean, plan. If your project has a 5-day plan, you want to reach the 5th day immediately. अगर बीच में 5 दिन है ना, उसको करो ना, है ना? शादी का preparation लगता है ना, सीधा तो शादी नहीं होता है ना? Even a baby takes 9 months to come out, right? So do that. Delegate responsibility. Now I had a problem. Okay, I used to head underwriting with Bajaj Allianz. I had a team of 138 people. I had people working in shifts. That was the year when Bajaj had started their CPU, Central Processing Unit. The reason I'm telling you this is I had people working in shifts, and I had, unfortunately, I would say, I had women's team. I was dying to see a man in my team. Only women in my team. Okay, and so I had to empathize with all the women, no? Ma'am, पेट दुखता है, ma'am, mother-in-law calling, ma'am, husband के साथ बाहर जाना. I had to empathize with them. And I had father-in-laws and mother-in-laws calling me. Only if you're there in the night shift, we will send a doctor in. So I landed up working double shift. because I was responsible for them. So what I did, I didn't delegate. As a result of which, my son at home was saying, why did you come home? Because I should just come, have shower, and go back to work. I mean, it went on for a month because it was your end. So what was I doing? Over and above that, I was a very fastidious woman. I'm saying, because I compromised now. I never liked anybody jhadu pota in the house. If I had to do jhadu pota, every alternate day, I would do jhadu pota in my house. So the thing was that I would get irritated if I couldn't do it. So what was I doing? I was not delegating. Okay. Now this is my personal work. What was happening in professional life? I was not delegating my responsibility to somebody because of which I was staying there. I mean, the same applies to us. We don't delegate responsibility because of one, lack of security in our jobs. We feel that if we teach people what we know, we will become redundant. That's completely wrong. Dude, if you teach somebody what you know, you will only go up the ladder because you will learn something new. If you don't, you will not. The same thing applies in your personal life also. I can stop doing jhadu potas or cooking. Be willing to compromise. I had to compromise, right? I had to compromise the jhadu pota. I had to tell the way to do it. Same thing in the house. Please, 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 women, compromise. On your cooking, some people are very focused on, I want this sabji aise hi, you know, ye bottle idhar hi hona chahiye, idhar se idhar nahi hona chahiye. My thought she'll be disturbed when she goes with somebody laughing there. Okay, that's your quality. So, ye bottle idhar se idhar kyun gaya? So there it goes. She spent half an hour just arranging those bottles. I mean, it's okay, right? I mean, let the bottle be in a different place. I'll come to your house and do it. So, please, I think let's compromise on that. I think these are some qualities which we all are carrying with us. With stress, because we have all these things, comes frustration. So it's a cycle. So you need to understand as to why are you getting frustrated. You need to evaluate whether they are the bottles or whether they are the work that you need to delegate or whether there are issues which you need to let go. We have a lot of issues with us which we don't let go. We find a lot of baggages. Your mother told me this and so I am not going to do this. I will not do this because you didn't do that. So, let go. Kya farak padta hai yaar? Okay? And always find something positive about the situation. I mean, you guys are all laughing, but I'm sure you guys must be fighting over these things. I also fight. Look, I'm not so great, okay? I'm also like y'all only. It's very nice to come and talk and preach like that, okay? So, it's always good. Okay? Remember can you go back? Okay, remember the last time you felt frustrated, I mean, your feelings of frustration or irritability, did it really solve your problems or did it give you agony? Did it help you out? I mean, in a situation like that, I would say it's okay to, go in a room, close the door, sit alone, and, scream, pull your hair, all fine, do all that, and then come out and smile. It's okay, perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to express your emotions. Like, I face this problem. There are times when I get very emotional, and when I have a fight with my husband, and let's say emotional, I said, tup, I start crying, and he said, your tears are not going to cut ice with me. I'm like, okay, it's not for you to cut ice, it's just my emotions, I'm going to ignore. I'm going to cry, okay? So, if that's it, it's fine. I mean, you be detached from that statement, let your emotions flow, and so it be, okay? Dealing with emotions, this I have already discussed. I've spoken about being self-awareness about it. How do you manage them? Once you're aware of your emotions, you know how to manage them. You know you're undergoing these emotional turmoils. Please know how to manage, control them. I'm again repeating here, be detached. It's very difficult to be detached to things what we are attached to. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, we do a lot of teenage mentoring programs with corporates, okay? And we have a lot of parents who come up with cases where the children have ADHD and dyslexia and personality disorder problems. Now every parent thinks that my child is smart, है ना? Yeah, मेरा बच्चा smart. I mean the child is smart, but the child can have a concern area, could be a personality disorder or something like that. No, they are going to deny. They don't want to accept. Why? Because they're so attached to their child that they just don't want to accept that the child needs help. So same thing goes with you, that you need to accept your situation, your emotional situation, accept it. Be detached to the situation. I mean, you need to get out of that situation and say that my child has a personality disorder and I need to deal with it clinically. So there could be times when you need to deal with your situation, not emotionally, but clinically, whether it's a professional or a personal thing. So it's not about emotions always. Work-life balance is a very, this topic is, whenever we go to corporates, a lot of people say that, oh, give us a presentation on work-life balance and how do you do it. I mean, there's not a single that you go and say, like a Hanuman Chalisa or a Gayatri Mantra, you go and you go for a rally and you come and say, oh, yeah, my work-life balance. I mean, you need to work towards it. And you need to constantly, persistently work towards it. There are ways how to do it. I can probably share that with you, how it has helped me. And you could, is this presentation going to be available to them?
Yeah, I'll share.
You share them. So there are 2 slides in this, after this, which are very important. So you have to actually work on those 2 slides and you'll see the difference, how it's going to help you. Okay? This is a format which has been shared by Peter Bregman in his book called 18 Minutes. So I would request all of you to read this book. Okay, it is a very good book, and actually practice that in your life. So it talks of dividing, focusing on 5 areas of, 5 areas for 1 year in your life. Okay, so every year you choose 5 areas. It could be either work front, you can have 3 areas where you have, this is my plan that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so on work front, I have do great work with current clients, attract future clients, invest, have investment for the new project. I said, we are coming up with a live mobile parenting app. It's one of its kinds for the age group from, that's pre-teens, teens and the youth. So it's from 8 years to 20 years, so it has everything, psychiatrists, doctors, it's a live app. So I have to get investment for that. So the app is going to go live in some days. So that's what I need to do. Personal, I need to have fun, right? I need to be happy. I need to have fun. I need to take care of myself. I need to be present with my kids, family and friends. I need to spend that time, right? Work-life balance. So I have to do this. Now, how will I do this? So the next slide will actually tell you that. I elaborate on those points. Okay? So the first thing talks about, it talks about the mobile project focus. It talks about some of my corporate focuses that I need to do. Okay? Then it talks about the discussions with the investors, connecting with new teams because I do a lot of team mentoring. Okay? I need to be healthy, so go for my workouts. Have fun, holy get-togethers. I don't get up in the morning, so I have to make sure I go for my yoga classes. Okay? Now, this is not something new that I have written. Okay, we all do this, but it makes a difference when this is written and it is there somewhere in front of your eyes. Okay, how many of us tell our children that you write it down and it has to be in front of your eyes? We all tell our kids, right? It has to be there in front of you. I request you to do this and practice this for a month. See the difference. And you can talk to me personally. You seriously can talk to me personally to find out more. I believe that quality of time spent with family or at your workplace vis-a-vis quantity. Okay, you can come to work all day, okay, and do nothing. Okay, but you can come to work for 2 hours and finish your day's work. and go home. So the quantity is very important. I mean, there are a lot of places where there's a work culture where their office timings are 8 hours, but the productivity timings are really not 8 hours. I mean, they're much less than that, right? Same thing happens with families. I mean, you can sit for 3 hours across, in front of the television and sit for 3 hours with your spouse and child and keep looking at your WhatsApp, and the child is playing Clash of Clans and the husband is doing his WhatsApp, and the ladies are doing their WhatsApp group, and all of that, but you're together, right? So that's not the point. But that 15-minute chat with your family members, or that 15-minute huddle with your group at the office to understand and discuss what has to be done today and what has to be output is much more fruitful. So I believe that quality is much more important, not the quantity, in anything that you do. Figure out your family's priorities. A calendar can include your dates and when you have to pay your bills and due, list of schools, birthdays, medicine. I mean, this is very common, but you got to do this if you wish to do it. Okay. The second thing is, we all do this. We all stay connected with our children and our spouses throughout the day, right? So when you reach your office, you call your spouse, and you call, did you reach office? Yeah, I reached office. And then you call it back. Again, at home when you reached office. Then you call your child, did you come back from school? Did you do your homework? Did you put the bag in the place? Did you keep the clothes properly? Is that staying connected? Yes, no? But that's how we stay connected, right? That's not staying connected. I mean, staying connected is different. It's about sharing what you have done and all of that. There are times when even I start getting shaking. The only question that I ask my son is, Karan, what time is your class? What are you doing after your class? What is your plan today? When are you having your lunch? What am I coming home? That's it. I mean, I don't ask him about his percentage because I know he's going to pass. And I know he's not going to get 80%. I will accept it. Another important thing, we need to accept our family, our situation, and ourselves the way we are. I can't look at somebody who's having blonde hair and a nice figure and beautiful face and think, shit, why am I not? Why do I have to like something what somebody else has? Or why do I have to compare my child with somebody else? This child saying that if she could get 90%, why couldn't you? I mean, why? Why do we compare brothers and sisters? Why do we compare gifts? Or why do we compare shopping material that our husbands buy for us? Saying that uski saari, meri saari se sabhi kaise price. Next wedding anniversary, I want that ring from this place. Huh? So I think what is very important is we need to really accept and live and accept our situations and be happy about it. This is a very common thing. Reduce watching TV to maximize time with your partner during evenings. So I think we need to do that. Rekindle your love with your relationship, your spouse, your boyfriend. I mean, if you have a spouse, not with a boyfriend. Huh? It's only your spouse or your boyfriend. You say, like I openly said, rekindle with your spouse and boyfriend. So for married women, with husband and for single with your boyfriend. Very clear here. Okay? So I think that goes lost somewhere. We need to become children again and do those simple things of buying those, I don't know what, buying those chocolates and cards and going out for dates and whatever you want to do it. I mean, okay, so you find those days and means to do it. So please do that. Do special things, do surprise dates. I mean, do that because we all get so caught up in our day-to-day work that we forget this joy. We forget this joy of, sitting and listening to soft music with nice dim light and just do nothing. Just don't talk. Just be silent. Just enjoy the presence of each other. I mean, just be with your child and say nothing. I mean, for once, don't tell the child, ye kyun nahi rakha, wo kyun nahi rakha, and just sit. Okay. You know? Or probably play with the child the way the child wants to play. I mean, for once, listen to, if you have a teenage kid, for once, listen to those trance and techno which you don't like to listen. I do this. I do this with my son. He's 19-year-old. He likes to listen to that kind of music. I do this. So be that. Be that cool mom. Be that cool mom where your child can talk anything to you. Go for night outs with them. Say, come, let's go for a full night drive. Just go. Just do it. Bring that child back in you. I mean, relive it again. Okay. This is important. This is like real serious. Okay. Communicate effectively with your employer. Okay. So normally what happens in companies is, anybody from HR here? So क्या होता है ना, ऐसे appraisal के time पे you have the sales team or the operations team are coming and saying, yeah, ये, you know, Komal is not working good now, so what's your name? Pooja. I don't want her in my team. I'm coming to you, I'm doing her appraisal, and then you deal with her. होता है? Huh? Anybody else? It happens a lot in sales, I assume. I don't know how many sales here. It happens a lot in sales actually. Okay, so what happens is we have a problem. We should never go with the problem. I think we need to take ownership and responsibility of the problem, take the solution of the problem, go to that person. When I'm saying the employee, I'm just not saying the HR, because normally it's the HR, it's human resources. So go with the solution, take the ownership, deal with the problem. Because ultimately it's your team. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not talking this about your personal life also. I'm also talking about your profession. I'm also talking about your personal life. You can't say, tell your husband, it's your mother, deal with her. I mean, she's not listening to me. नहीं होता है ना, थोड़ा तो ownership लेना पड़ेगा, है ना? We have to do, I mean, somewhere you need to, at least, and there are situations where you can't really do anything about something. No matter kitna bhi ownership karo, kitna kuch bhi karo, you can't deal. I mean, old age parents, very difficult to deal with. They're a nightmare at times. They just can't deal, they're so fixed. But at least second, you just can't shrug your shoulders and say, I can't do anything about it. So, have solution, don't crib, and don't take problems. Every problem has a solution. It's not even a problem, it's a situation. It's just a situation. So, it's not a problem according to me. Take charge and don't pass the buck. Corporates made it very fine, no? CC laga diya. So the buck just passes. And you have 10 people in CCs. By the time that email will be like 2-page full, when you take a printout, it will be 2-page full. And you really don't know who's the ownership of the real problem. That happens. So we had this issue with Star TV. They had in the logistics department because the Star number of channels increased a lot, right? And then they had these ticket bookings and all of that logistics team. So when we did the due diligence, we actually told them, don't write emails for months. Go to that person and say, iska booking karna hai. Yes. Work order faster. Because otherwise, I would write an email to Vinita with a CC to her boss. उसको नहीं हुआ तो उसका बात भी इंक्लूड हो जाता था, but it was just a garland of bosses. I mean, it was not doing anything. So that's it. Okay. Next slide. Work harassment. I mean, I'm not saying all of us would have been through this, but this is a very sensitive topic or a concern area for women. Most of us go through this, but some of us go through this in a very sophisticated way, basically only sitting on, I know, like, and to an extent you have your attention, so which is fine, which is fine. Okay. But sometimes we go through it, we get disturbed with it. Okay, we don't open our mouths or we don't complain because we generally scared. Arey yaar, what will people think if I tell? People will point fingers only at me because, he's in a high position. I will lose my job. These are the things that happen. Well, women now are very bold. I mean, they do go and complain, but there are still women who don't take action, who don't complain. I would urge you that please, please, please stand up for yourself, be confident. I went through it myself at my workplace. I knew I would have to resign. Okay, I was at a very good position. I complained with my resignation letter. I stood for myself. I did it. Okay, and trust me, it's a very good thing. So if it means to make a police complaint, do a police complaint. You have now. I mean, those days you didn't have these corporate cells, committees in the companies, but you do have them now. So it's a very good thing. But those days, I mean, we didn't have them. So please, please do it. It's very important for you to do that. You need to act. Don't take anything. I mean, don't suffer. I mean, please don't suffer. If you don't have a job, you'll get many jobs outside. I mean, you can freelance, you can do a lot of things, whole lot of things, but don't suffer. You need to communicate. You need to record it. You need to share it with the colleague with who you can trust. At the end of it, if need arises, don't be scared. Please, please, please make a formal complaint. Okay? Often women don't report sexual harassment for the fear they might lose their jobs. However, unless you're willing to take any action, how will your problem be solved? You need to do this. And understand one thing. It may happen with you today, tomorrow it may be somebody else. It's going to continue if you don't stop it. And we women are strong. Okay, this is my favorite. Being a doctor, I love to talk about health. So, after having done all of this and have fun and love your friends and all of that, I think what is very important is you can do everything. You can get up in the morning, you can come to office, you can go home and do your work at home, and then go out partying only if you are healthy. I think ladies, you need to be very important that you take care of your health. Your health comes first, and then is your family health. You have to have a 1 hour of exercise. Choose what you have to do. Come what may. Be it yoga, be it pranayama, be it jog, gym, whatever. Food intake every 3 hours. Doesn't mean you eat all unhealthy food. Because I know what gets hidden in the drawers of our, cubicles. I also used to have goodies in my cubicle, chocolates and wafers and all. But have the right kind of things. You can treat once a week. Actually, it should be once in 15 days, but what I do is tell that. So, every 3 hours, please eat something. Don't go on a coffee rush. It's a style, meeting is, chal coffee le aate. And the coffee mug goes with you everywhere. Carry your warm water instead of coffee mug. Just more food. Look at her. She's falling her face. Do that. Okay? Please don't be coffee. I mean, it's too much of caffeine, really not good. Okay? This is a very simple thing. What's next is more important. You need to have a balance of your mind, body, spirit. So there has to be some kind of spiritual stimulation for you where you have spiritual calmness. Physical, okay? And for women, we suffer from a lot of problems of neck pain and back pain and knee pain and all of that. Hemoglobin is a concern. Okay, so make sure you go for a regular once a year health checkups. Your vitamin D3 and B12, please make sure you check them. Okay, at least once a year. Your hemoglobin. Attention to obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiac ailments. Family history, if you have that, please do it. Start following the right diet. This is not Greek and Latin, you all know this, but we don't very seriously take it into consideration. How many of you all have had a health checkup last year? Other than corporate, I'm sure this is corporate health checkup. Acha. You've had it. Okay, so that is you've not had it then. So, and how many of you all have family history of diabetes at home? Blood pressure? Have you all checked your health checkup? Do it, yeah, do it. Please do it. this slide summarizes it's kind of summarizing what I have spoken about successful women. What I'm trying to tell you here is, that behind our success, you can have a very good family, you can have, a lot of support which says go do whatever you want, and the sky is the limit for you, and husband supporting, mother-in-law supporting, father supporting, mother supporting, I mean, a very nice thing. And then here you may have somebody not supporting, and you have to do everything. The end thing is that it is you. I mean, these are all external factors. So ultimately, it is you who will do your life and make it happen. So factors hardly matter. Okay, you need to be tolerant, you need to be passionate, patient, and perseverance, and confident. Have a very good self-esteem. Next. Okay. Have a very good self-esteem. If you start believing in potentials, even absence of family support won't hamper your journey towards success. And I think somewhere even your family starts believing in you. So if you have the support, well and good, extremely good. If you have little support, still very good. If you have no support, I would say extremely well. Because sometimes you perform very good with that. Okay, so that's all. This is a simple SWOT that I would urge all of you all to do, because it's very important for you to know. Most of the times we don't know what are our strengths. So we need to do that. Identify where is your opportunity, what is your passion to do. Okay. Understanding your weakness. You need to accept your weakness. It's not that gone are the days where we want to say that this is your weak area. You don't know Excel. No, you need to learn Excel. No, but I'm good at PowerPoint, so I'll make presentations. Yeah, Excel usko aata to usko karne do. I mean, these are the days now. So I think that's better. Okay. And threats, guys. I'm again repeating. Health is a common threat to all of us. Please, please, please focus on your health. So we were talking about doing a SWOT analysis for yourself, okay, where we looking at our strengths. How can you leverage your strengths to the maximum? Focusing on what are your opportunities which will help you grow, okay. Accepting and embracing your weaknesses. Gone are the days where we were told that okay, this is your weak area, you need to focus on that and strengthen that. No, I think I would say that if your strength is a particular thing, you need to focus on that, build that more, become an expert in that. So I think that makes more sense. Acknowledge your weakness. That's important. And your threat. Is it your time? Is it your attitude? I mean, are we open to learning? At any age, we need to be open for learning. There are times when we say, I have 24 years of experience and I think I've done it all, and I have this much experience, but I still learn a lot from my son. There are times when I go to him, I speak to him, and he's the one who tells me, Mama, why are you behaving like this? Just chill. He sometimes has a better attitude to tackle situations in life than what I have. So I think we need to be teachable at all times, because you will learn from a 5-year-old kid, from a 60-year-old person, or a 70 or a 3-year-old child. I mean, I learn from my pets. I mean, one of my pets, I just love him. He's got a wonderful attitude, goofy. I just love him. So we learn all the time. And health. Health is very important. I mean, guys, health is something which is the biggest threat to all of us. We will only start our regular walks and exercises after we realize cholesterol has gone up, weight has gone high, blood pressure ho gaya hai, or you see your neighbor with a serious illness. No, why wait? Why wait for all these things? Yeah, just start working on it. Be healthy, enjoy your life. Network. I mean, networking is the key. Make as many as friends. Tell them what you are doing. Understand what people are doing. You don't know what clicks where. You need to do that. Cultivate and project your self-confidence. Very important. At any given point in time, you have to sound extremely self-confident. self-confidence is your key. It's like, if I am standing here and if I goof up, I cannot sound not confident. See, only I knew I goofed up, right? I mean, you really don't know what I missed out. Right? I mean, maximum kya hoga? But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just be confident enough. Okay? That's the key. And find a mentor. You have to have a mentor. Mentor is not your close friend, not your office colleague. A mentor is a person who inspires you to be that person. A mentor is a person who can guide you, take you under his or her wing, and nurture your career quest. Or he can guide you to whatever your passion is, whatever your ambition is in that. It could not be a career, it could be some different passion. Okay? So do that. Have a mentor. By managing time wisely, you can valuable me time regularly. I mean, spend that me time. Spend those cups of coffee. Do nothing at home. Do nothing sometimes at office. Don't do all the time that in the office. Okay? But spend the time alone. Do what you love. It's very important. All of us as children had hobbies, right? I mean, we love to dance, somebody loved to sing, somebody loved to paint, and you know, I'm sure all of us, at least the women sitting here, do you all still continue doing that?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yes. I'm glad to hear that.
Seriously? No, you need to find out.
I'm sure there must
There
be
is.
something.
You've just not explored.
Or you can explore now.
You've just not explored. But there were only two who said that, so I don't know about the others. Are others doing it? Not really. Right? So, I mean, you have to be doing that one passion of yours. If it is long walks, listening to music, you do whatever it is, cooking, I mean, do anything. But do one passion. At least once a week, you have to do something what you love. कुछ भी हो जाए ना, वो cancel नहीं करना. Period. I mean, that is your lifeline. That's a must rule to do. You can't be an effective spouse or a parent if you are cranky. So take time to care for yourself first, to feel relaxed and be effective. You know, even when you travel in the, I mean, if you're flying, right? I mean, what does the aerostess say? In situation of lack of oxygen, first put the mask on your lips. You don't need to be flying, right? You need to, even when you're on the ground, first take care of yourself. First you be happy, automatically your surroundings will be happy. So the ladies who are not doing their passion or what they like, do you promise to do that? Or at least try to find out what you like. I think let's start from the basics. Just go sample yourself and get a nice pedicure, manicure, and trust me, you'll like it. Next. Okay, thank you.